Welcome to r relationship advice. Subscribe and follow. Story 1. Update. I, 25F, found my husband's 28M secret phone by alternative Rest 3831. I'm looking for some advice on whether or not I should confront my husband about a phone I have found in my apartment. So let's start with the backstory. I have been with my husband for 5 years and married for 3 out of those years. Recently, I thought I was going mad because I could hear a phone vibrating like a notification was being received. I spoke to my husband about it and brought it up when I could hear it, and we were in the same room. He said he couldn't hear anything and that it could be one of the other apartments around us. We do have thin walls. I let the matter drop until a few days ago when I could hear something ringing and vibrating almost non-stop. So I went hunting around for this phone thinking it could be possibly an old phone that had been left on or it was really another flat. As I was looking, it began ringing, and it was coming from my husband's nightstand. I opened the drawer and the sound got louder, and I reached in and found a phone. It showed on the screen several missed calls and notifications from various apps. I couldn't unlock it and decided against trying to get into it further. I put it back and tried to give my husband the benefit of the doubt and that there must be a simple explanation for this. But I can't think of a reason to have a secret phone unless something is not right. He doesn't have a work phone, and my husband is in the habit of selling old phones, so I don't think it's that. What would you do in my situation? Also, is there anything I could do to find out what is on this phone? I want to talk to him about it, but I am scared of his reaction and what might happen after. I am also using a friend's account to get some opinions as my husband loves Reddit. Since posting, I want to try and look for the phone, but it has been moved. A little update. I found the phone, I emptied my bin, and it was underneath the bin bag, but its screen is smashed and I can't even turn it on, and the SIM card is missing. I guess I'm never finding out what was on it. Thank you for all the advice. My husband got home from work, and I asked about the phone. He said it was a friend's phone that he accidentally broke. When I asked what friend, it took him a minute to answer. Kind of feel like he just made up a name. He has had this phone for months. If it was a friend's, he would have returned it. I told him to find a way to show me that I can trust him, and this phone is what he says, or we can get a divorce. He stormed out, and I've told him I don't want to talk about this until he is going to be honest. Just another small update. Was thinking about another post, but not enough to put there. I took it to a phone place I know, and they are retrieving what's left on it. Husband hasn't been back, but is non-stop calling and texting. Update. So carrying on from my last post. Once I found the phone, I took it to a place I know to have it searched. It won't be back for a few days. However, more problems have occurred. My husband left our apartment 2 days ago, and I have been receiving loads of messages and calls. He has been saying he just needs a chance to explain and that it isn't what it looks like. But how can it be anything else but what it appears to be? I have told him he needs to give me space. He is refusing to accept this and even went so far to go up to my daughter while she was out with her dad. She isn't my husband's child. He tried to get her to tell him what was going on and what I was doing. My daughter's father told me how uncomfortable she felt and that she shouldn't be involved in this issue we are having, and I assured him she isn't. While I was fuming at my husband, I decided to rage clean, and guess what I found? 2 more phones, receipts for jewelry, and a few credit cards I had no idea existed. My husband and I have separate finances, which I prefer, but we regularly updated each other about debts and other payments we were making. This was mainly due to us wanting to buy a house together at some point. So these lies go deeper than I originally thought. I have spoken to my friends and family and asked if they knew anything about this, but they didn't. I have sent pictures of everything to my husband, demanding an explanation. He said he'll explain if I let him come over so we can do this face to face, and that he loves me and wants this to work. I am hesitating. I said I'd meet him with the condition that someone else was present that I trust. He kicked off and said I was his wife, and he should be able to see me when he wants. I said he lost the right when he cheated on me. And this man full-on said, yeah, but it was only once. I have not spoken to him since. Now I need help. How do I proceed from here and keep things amicable? I still love him and don't know if maybe once the dust has settled if there is a chance we could work things out. Like, follow and subscribe for more stories. Story 2. My 38M fiancé, 31F, is cheating with a director at her work by Rauer_Prekant. The other night while hanging out, I 38M caught my fiancé, 31F, sending inappropriate texts to her coworker, and she doesn't know that I know. We've been together for 4 years now, and I just proposed a month ago. The text messages contain things like, "I can't stop thinking about you," and "you nasty bitch," sexually explicits. I tried asking her about him, not letting her know that I saw what they were saying to each other, but she denied that they have an inappropriate relationship. I have since found hard proof that they are indeed having explicit/romantic conversations. To make matters worse, this guy is a director at her work. He is not her direct rep or director, but still a director. He has even recommended her for another position that would allow them to spend more time together. I'm trying to decide if I should report this to their HR. Not only is this director married, we just got engaged a month ago, and this seems like a conflict of interest in her work situation. Any advice navigating this situation would be greatly appreciated. Any suggestions? Update. Thank you all for the responses. After reading some of these, I realized that I hadn't taken time to actually process my feelings through all of this and how hurt and broken I feel right now. This isn't the first instance of cheating that she has done, but previously it was just drunken flirtatious texts. To the best of my knowledge, this hasn't progressed beyond minimal physical contact, hugging, maybe kissing, and the texting, but it is still beyond what I can handle. I will give more updates once I take the next steps.